is slide presentation by Bianka H. Goodman. Slide 1, PowerPoint presentation. Slide 2, introduction. In this introduction, I'm going to discuss how I incorporate what I've learned into my life and identify my overarching goal for my life from what I have read and learned. Slide 3, the Uniquely You Project. I am an S type of personality. My characteristics are steady and stable, feelings of inadequacy and unworthiness. My vision is to help others. Slide 4, deficits with communication skills involving the S-type personality. Sometimes you have difficulty interpreting other people's words and actions, and other deficit is paying more attention to the message that I have sent instead of how it is received. Slide 5. 3 levels of listening are level 1, empathetic listening, level 2, hearing words, level 3, listening in spurts. Slide number 6. We're talking about verbal and nonverbal contact, verbal cues. 1, system of symbols. 2, activity is when a person says something, they are doing something. 3, suit is all verbal and nonverbal parts of our communicative life. It consists of oral and non-oral ways that people make meaning together. And the system of symbols is the thought and meaning associated with the word that may or may not relate to that word, what the word symbolizes. Slide number 7, verbal and nonverbal contact. This involves mixed cues, which consist of voice, silence, space, words, gestures, and words. The voice is the paralinguistic, which is the rate of speech, pitch, variation. Silence is the bridge that unites sound and relates to speaking. Again, under the verbal and nonverbal contact, you have facial expressions are not utilizing words. This expression varies with ethnic groups. You have the nonverbal cues, which consist of facial expressions, most expressive, that differ from cultures when expressing. Slide number 9. Again, under the verbal and nonverbal contact, proximity or space has 4 different types. The first space is called the intimate distance, and this type is for people that are, emotionally close. The second distance is called the personal distance, and this is between 1.5 feet to 4 feet. There are usually brief pats, touch is possible, but very limited. The third distance is 4 feet to 12 feet, and that is when people are at social gatherings or people that work together, they're like 4 to 12 feet apart. The last distance is public distance, and this is when instructors and managers utilize facial expressions, use this movements need to be more exaggerated in order to be more meaningful. Slide number 10, identity. There are 4 interpersonal intelligence abilities. 1 is organizing groups, 2, negotiating solutions, 3, personal connection, and 4, social analysis. Slide number 11, barriers between listener and speaker. This involves the perception, reception, and attention. Under this, both talker and listener have power. They pay more attention to people with positive perceptions, and most people ignore talkers that they don't like or who are uninteresting. Slide number 12, more barriers to listening. You hear what you want to hear, really not hearing what is communicated. 1 or more filters occur in the brain. Biased listening, forming an opinion about the level of what is being said due to negative experiences. That's under biased listening. Slide number 13, listening to yourself. This is involving the internal thought process. That's developing the habit of listening to what you are thinking. And then there's going nowhere cycle when you do not listen to your internal thought process. And then going somewhere cycle is after you listen to yourself, you kind of identify the non-productive internal dialogue. Slide number 14, inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling is when in conversation is when a person is absorbing the information and she's taking it in. Slide number 15, exhaling. That is when a person puts out what a person puts out in conversation. With exhaling, a person is open and a person has to accept him or herself and take the risk of trusting the other person to accept them. Slide number 16, my overarching goal. Since I am an S-type, my overarching goal is to listen to people without judging and be empathetic to their needs. Slide number 17, case management 101, the behavior blend in my background. Case management is all about communication. A case manager has to link, coordinate services for her clientele. Proper communication is key to the success of a case manager. My behavioral blend, which is S and the CIS type, people look at me as being steady and stable. And when they think I'm a good listener because I'm very quiet. And also with this personality type, I have a tendency of going along with whatever families and the clients want to do. I go along and try to appease them as much as I can to the type of services that they do want. With this class, I feel like I'm a better listener. Along with the reading and the PowerPoints and the video, I've seen the problems that I do have with communication. My job has become a little bit easier, well, a lot easier, because when I just listen and don't speak, people seem to be a little bit more interesting to me. Negatively, I have to really be conscientious of listening and avoiding interrupting a person when they are talking. Sometimes I get ideas in my head, and I have a way of interrupting people when they're talking, and then we get off subject many a time. So I have to be conscientious of interrupting people. And then I do have times where I have problems with focusing. Slide number 18, my personal barriers and solutions. Like I said before, I don't listen properly. Sometimes I don't give enough eye contact. I do the blank stares. Many times before the class, I was focused on me and my wants, and I did a lot of surface listening. The solution that I've concluded to is not about me. Being quiet and listening without interruptions, to me, is key. I'm trying but I try not to solve problems, but guide the conversation into a solution and repeat what the person is saying so they can hear themselves. I try that with many of my clients, and it does work with my more high-functioning ones. Slide number 19, identify and have solution to noise pollution. Again, identify the problem, listen without offering solution, repeat back every now and again about the problem, use eye contact, empathize, absorb the information to give feedback only when asked, and no interruptions. My plan of action, slide number 20. My plan of action to improve my interpersonal communication skills is to listen closely, do not interrupt, great eye contact, focus on the listener, do not try to solve the problem. During conflict, when a person doesn't want to talk, they kind of close themselves off. I try to be open-minded and listen. Try not to be too judgmental when inviting a negative person into conversation. Remain positive and trying to have a good attitude if they do not respond. And this concludes my PowerPoint presentation for this class. And again, this is Bianca Goodman. Thank you.